Atletico Madrid might be the most weird club in Europe. These men are the most inconsistent, hateful people I've ever witnessed in football. I don't know what it is about them, but these men love destroying their biggest rivals. And I can't lie, you have to respect it, bro. You have to respect it. Because if someone's just constantly on smoking their biggest rivals, yeah, how can you actually hate on that? And that is what Atletico Madrid prove every single year without fail. You know, these lot have started off the season quite inconsistently. Losing against Liverpool in their Champions League opener. And I can't lie, these men have been stinking up the league so far this season, with a 2-1 loss on the opening day to Espanyol, a 1-1 draw against Elche, a 1-1 draw against Alaves, and then after August, I don't know what Simeone told his players, but these men did not lock in at all, with the following game in the league being a 1-1 draw to Mallorca. Obviously in between that, they lost 3-2 to Liverpool in the opening day of the Champions League, as I had mentioned earlier. Then, you know, they beat Rayo Vallecano 3-2. You know, not the best result, but hey, it is the second win of the season in the league. But at the end of the day, it was against Rayo Vallecano. So going into the Madrid derby, you know what, yeah, usually I think Atletico Madrid, they always pull off a result against Madrid, but something about this time felt different. Madrid have really been cooking so far this season, as I've made about 17 videos of them in the past 2 weeks, and Atletico they just hadn't really got going yet. So I really thought that Madrid were gonna do it against them this weekend, but boy was I wrong, and on my mother's life I should have known better, because these man somehow smoked Madrid 5-2. 5-2, bro. That is more goals than Madrid have conceded all season so far combined in the same game. Paired with the fact that Atletico Madrid have started the season off in a stinking manner. So I really have no clue where this result came from. It came straight out of left field. But real talk, we need to have a conversation, bro. I don't know what Simeone tells his player before every single Madrid derby, but that shit gets them going. I don't know if he fucking threatens their family, threatens to take his family hostage, threatens to shoot the fucking family pet, bro. I don't know what this guy does, but it seems to work every single season. And that is the game that I mainly want to talk about today. Obviously they won against Madrid, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know half of their squad. Lenormand is the only way I know him is FIFA 22, I think it was, where he had a player of the month card. That is the only reason I even know he exists. But he scored the opener, but a mere 11 minutes later Mbappe fires back, as he has done so often this season. And really no one can hate on Mbappe for his performance in this game, because he done his job. Then in the 36th minute, Arda Güler scores to put Madrid 2-1 up. But Atletico, we're not going to take this line down. I can't lie. When I saw it was 2-1 to Madrid, I looked for, okay, Madrid, they're going to hang on to this lead, maybe score another one and put the game to bed. But Sorloth, who might be the most clunky striker behind Gyökeres I've ever witnessed, scores right on the stroke of halftime. And in that halftime break, I don't know what sort of PEDs Simeone injected into his players, especially Julian Alvarez. But these men went out for the second half on a whole different vibe. Julian Alvarez has genuinely been so underrated this season. He scored a hat-trick against Rayo Vallecano, a brace against Real Madrid with a ridiculous free kick. He is incredible, and let's be honest, he won the game for Atletico Madrid. He put them 4-2 up and arguably put the game to rest. And nobody can really deny that this guy has been, I genuinely think, the most underrated player in Europe so far this season. You know, other players have been overlooked and underrated, but nobody has been underrated as much as this guy. And I hope that he starts getting his props properly. Because weirdly, I feel like a lot of people see him as a Man City reject because he was taken out of Man City and obviously somewhat replaced with Marmoush. So a lot of people have this stigma that he was just chucked out of City, when clearly not, because he is an incredible player. And then obviously in the 93rd minute, Valverde decides to get a GA this season and assist Atletico Madrid in their 5th goal with Griezmann, who has been playing for Atletico Madrid for the past 15 or to 20 seasons, but I don't know how long this guy's been playing for them, but he slots away. But real talk, when is Griezmann actually going to leave Atletico? Because this guy's been there since I was like 3 years old. Actually, maybe that's an exaggeration. No, it definitely is an exaggeration. But you get the point. When is Unk gonna hang up the boots and go to Saudi? But even then, Atletico Madrid, these men haram-balled their way to the win, bro. 37% possession. I tell you what, yeah, Simeone is one of the OG founding fathers of haram-ball, and he's definitely the founding father of haram-ball in Spain. I would never have expected a Spanish manager to play such an ugly brand of football in my entire life until Simeone stepped into the footballing world. And I can't lie, you have to respect it, because he has taken Atletico Madrid from a decent level club to a top name in Spain, and nobody can ever take that away from him, regardless of the tactics he employs or the way he plays his football. Atletico, they've always been a tricky club, man. I can never really predict what they're gonna do for the rest of the season, so I think I'm just gonna leave that here. Thank you very, very much for watching. I love you all. Take care and peace.